These gaming moments didn't just break us, they changed us. And they mean something completely different now that we're older. You played these games thinking, that was wild. But now, these scenes hit like a truck, like they were meant for you years later. Welcome back to the channel Einstein Ibrahim. Subscribe now for more amazing free gaming content and make sure to hit that bell icon. You ever replay a game and suddenly feel something you didn't before? That's what this video is about. We're diving deep into the moments in gaming that felt intense back then, but now they feel personal. Let's talk about Arthur Morgan. When you first played Red Dead Redemption 2, maybe you thought it was just a cool cowboy game. Ride your horse, rob a train, shoot some bad guys, but then Arthur gets sick. And everything changes. He knows he's dying. Suddenly, all the chaos and crime stop mattering. He starts asking, what kind of man have I become? What legacy will I leave? That's the part that hits us now, because most of us have reached a point where we've messed up, where we want to be better. Arthur's last ride isn't emotional because he dies. It's emotional because despite everything, he chooses to do right in the end. He helps John escape. He sacrifices himself. That sunset scene, it's not just an ending. It's a moment of peace. It's a man finding meaning right before the end. That's redemption. And we get it now. And it's not just about him. It's about the world around him. The gang falling apart. Dutch losing his mind. Michael lurking like a snake. As Arthur fades, everything changes. It's a reflection of how even the strongest systems and friendships can fall apart. And we realize the real strength comes from doing what's right when it counts. Now, Joel from The Last of Us, the ending had people arguing. Joel storms the hospital, kills a bunch of people, and saves Ellie. Then lies to her, straight to her face. Back then, maybe you thought he was just being protective, but now, it's complicated. Joel lost his daughter. Ellie became his second chance, and when he found out she might die to save the world, he couldn't let it happen. It wasn't logical, it wasn't heroic, but it was real. It was the messy, painful choice of a man who couldn't go through that kind of loss again. If you're a parent, or you've loved someone that deeply, you get it. You feel that. You might not agree with what he did, but you understand why he did it. And the lie. That's where it gets heavier with time. Because lying to protect someone feels easy when you're younger. But now you see the cost. The look on Ellie's face, the way she asks, swear to me, that tension, that silence, it lingers. That's what makes it powerful. It's not just about saving the world, it's about saving the only person that makes the world worth living in. That ending stays with you because it forces you to ask, what would I have done? Now betrayal. It cuts deep. For a whole generation of gamers, that lesson came during Modern Warfare 2. The mission where you think you're being rescued, you hand over the intel. You and Ghost are standing there, job done. Then General Shepard pulls out his gun, shoots you, shoots Ghost, sets your bodies on fire. That moment was a gut punch. Ghost wasn't just any soldier, he was a legend. The skull mask, the quiet strength, he didn't talk much, but when he did, people listened. He was that guy everyone respected. And Shepard, he was a leader. The guy giving orders, the one everyone trusted. As a kid, it was shocking. As an adult, it's familiar, because we've all been let down by someone in charge. A boss, a mentor, a family member, someone we thought had our back. And then boom, the rug gets pulled out. That betrayal in Modern Warfare 2 didn't just feel bad, it felt real. It was your first taste of what it feels like when someone you trust turns on you, and it never really leaves you. And people still talk about it, still bring it up, still call it one of the most intense scenes in any shooter. Because it reminded us that in war and in life, not every enemy wears the other uniform. Now let's talk about Dom Santiago. Gears of War. This one's heavy. In Gears of War 2, Dom finds his wife Maria. She's been tortured, barely alive. And he has to make an impossible choice. End her suffering, let her go. That alone was heartbreaking, but it didn't stop there. Gears of War 3. Dom and the squad are cornered, no escape. He looks at them, then at the enemy, then at the truck. And you know what he's about to do? He gets in, says goodbye to Maria, and drives straight into the tanker. Explodes everything, saves his friends, and just like that, he's gone. That scene crushed people, but here's why it hits harder now. Dom wasn't just being brave. He was tired, he was broken, he had lost everything. His family, his peace, his purpose. And in that moment, he found one last reason to keep going, his brothers in arms. As an adult, you see the layers, the grief, the trauma, the quiet moments where he zones out, the pain behind his eyes. You realize this wasn't just a cool character. This was a man who had been carrying the weight of the world and finally let it go. Dom's story is about loss, loyalty, and love. It's about finding meaning in the middle of despair. And when you've lived through pain yourself, that story doesn't just hit different. It hits home. So what do all these stories have in common? What ties them together? Growth, change, reflection. These moments meant one thing back then, but now they mean everything. Arthur's redemption reminds us it's never too late to change. Joel's choice shows us that love can be messy. Ghost's death teaches us how betrayal feels. Dom's sacrifice tells us that even when we're broken, we can still protect the people we care about. These moments feel more real because we are more real. We've lived, we've lost, we've loved. And games like these, they grow with us. That's why gaming isn't just about fun, it's about feeling. And sometimes feeling is exactly what we need. So here's the question: what gaming moment hit you different? What scene made you pause the game and just sit there, staring at the screen, heart racing, eyes stinging, maybe even crying? Let me know in the comments, because these stories are better when we share them. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Einstein Ibrahim and keep watching the next video popping up on screen. It's one you won't want to miss.